Excuse me, but I have not finished tacting my hair. So, today I wanted to talk about um, why I choose to be single. I know this is gonna sound kind of weird because it's not really what you're thinking about. I know when you think about being single, you're thinking about a relationship, man and woman, woman and woman, man and man, but you're thinking about in a committed relationship, pursuing companionship in the form of husband and wife, spousal, things like that. This is not the case. When I say I choose to be single, I'm talking about something else, okay? And so, yesterday, I'm gonna tell y'all what happened this weekend, okay? Um, this weekend has been it was kind of busy for me, but it's been a very calculating week because I have things are very busy. If you do anything with social services, during the winter months, all the way until like February, mid February, end of February, those are the busiest months of the year for people who are in that field. You're dealing with social services of any kind because that's when the most things happen, and that's when things become limited. The resources become very stringent and tight. The weather makes a lot of things immobile. People who have lack of skills. If they have lack of skills, they need to get resources to get prepped up. They can't advance and go because they don't have transportation. Transportation becomes even more limited. And I know people are like, well, it's limited. You still have things. The buses are still running. No, what if you have to walk? A lot of these people can't afford doing those things and stuff like that. Um, and so because of that, not only that, everybody's coming around the holiday season. Believe it or not, a lot of people lack in a lot of things. There are a lot of children that lack in a lot of things. We go and buy things for children, not only children, elderly. This is people who are shut in, they can't get out. So it's a really busy time for me. It's always a busy time for me during the holidays. Y'all know I really don't celebrate holidays. I don't really get down with it unless I have to do something with pageants and serving. But I will serve as far as like Christmas donations. That's something that I do every single year. Um, and that's because I don't want to put my views on anybody else. But anyhow, this is not going into that deep. So just wanted to give y'all a backstory and a backdrop of how it's so busy. Also, because the previous pageant that I competed in, and I ended up getting awarded for, it opened up a lot of opportunities. Pageants open up great amount of opportunities for a lot of things, and so I have to prepare for the next year for the opportunities that I got this year. If that makes any sense. I can't go too much into detail, but some of you guys already know some of the things that I've been awarded and some of the things that I've gotten because of it. And so I have to physically, mentally, and spiritually prepare for this. I also have to move things. That means moving things around my schedule wise, my household. A lot of things I have to get a lot of things even more automated in order to do the things that are required to finish these tasks. And so, bam, it's been busy. Okay. I also had someone who I knew who, you know, had a lot of people are having festivities, they're having parties, birthday parties, they've had holiday parties, things like that. So my time has been very limited, and even with that, I have to pick and choose where I'm going to go, and if I'm not going to go, how do I go about things like that? So yeah, so this weekend was very very busy. I had one event to go to. um, I really wasn't into going, but I had already made the commitment. You know how you make a commitment, even if you don't want to go, you want to follow on your word. And so I did that. I didn't, use any judgment. Just came to be very happy and bubbly. But in my head, I was still thinking of all the things that I could have been doing. So um, until like the last 30 minutes. But anyhow, I did what I needed to do and went out. And afterwards, I noticed that this individual, because it was for their event, literally knowing what I'm going for, knowing what I'm doing. Not only that, y'all know I'm still in school. Knowing everything that I'm doing, still wanted more of my time, and I'm sitting here telling them like I do not have that time to give. I have this amount of time, this amount of slot, and I'm telling y'all, when people are productive, it's not just because you see them single or you see them moving, or does not mean that they don't have anything else to do. Sorry, y'all, I'm like parched because people swept down because I don't have children of my own, that I have enough time to do stuff for them, okay, or with them. That's not the case. Um, and so, I had to make this very clear that, not to be hurting or anything, said in a very calm way. I'm not available at this time, and they're like, why? And I go into explaining, but I had to catch myself because if I've already told you that I have certain projects, the projects that I'm going through and that I'm doing, and you don't respect that, then that means you don't respect me. What you really are saying is that you need company. You need time, someone to fill up your time, and that I should be available at your beck and call. Okay? Y'all need to hear this so clear, because people will think that of you. Or if they think that they have a better job or occupation. I used to have people who I used to date who used to really think of this like, okay, well, yeah, we know you work, you do a lot of active stuff. That's why we allow you. One person told me that's why I allow you to work and do this, do things like this, do, service work, because it's not a hard job. It's not a tough job, and that you'll be able and flexible to drop it and go and do what I need, because this person is making, 6, 7 figures. Y'all gotta be careful. Be careful. And so, and sometimes that worked, but in the situation that I was in, it was not. But anyhow, you do not want to be around people who don't respect what you have going on in your life. And so that was already the flag right there. But I told them the times that I was available. And they were like, okay, cool. The next day, because they wanted to go out, the next day, they call me. I tell them the time that I'm available to do these things. This person literally calls me hours after that time. No matter of fact, they called me a couple of hours before that time. But they didn't get ready, they didn't get prepared until after, and assumed that I was supposed to drop everything just because it was their special day, drop everything and do what they wanted to do, y'all. And I had to clearly tell them, because people will try to show out. If you tell them and you be very direct, because they'll say, oh, you're beating around the bush, you could be nice and polite and tell them, and they will still not listen to you and try to push your boundaries. So I had to reiterate myself and say, listen, I have obligations. I have some things that I need to complete. So I cannot hang out. I cannot waste my time doing some things that are not going to serve me. That's not going to be beneficial to this plan. If I go and do this with you, I'm not going to be able to complete the task that I need to complete. And this person, oh yeah, well you promised blah blah this, and it's like, yeah, they trying to guilt trip you. So anyhow, I ended up going. And I was like, I had this certain amount of time. Put it on a time schedule, and I set a timer. This is how I get myself ready and how I'm able to be around certain people, because, and not only just certain people. If you want to keep balance and automate your life, and you're doing a lot of things, you have to be very diligent with your time, because that makes a difference out of everything. And so I set a schedule, a timer, from the time that I'm with this person to the time I need to get up and go. During this time, let me tell y'all, during this time, I saw a lot of things, because we went out in a public space and I saw how this person reacted when they were up and they felt like they had one up on me. Okay. So I go out looking like this, y'all. No makeup on. I'm comfortable in what I'm doing. This person has makeup on. Mind you, I'm not going to tell y'all how long this makeup been on this person's face, but I'm just going to let y'all know. Boom. Okay. Eyohu, they're going down. They're um, having a good time, swinging their head, feeling themselves, that's good. Somebody comes and, oh yeah, I think I was doing karaoke. Yeah, I was doing karaoke. Somebody ended up taking the seat that I was in next to them. While my wallet is in the seat, my coat is there. They knew I was going to karaoke to go sing right there, and I told them to watch everything. And, of course, of course. We came together, y'all. This wasn't like a stranger, okay? And they allowed somebody else to move my stuff. Well, not only that, to have it in their hand and to sit in my seat. Yeah. Not only that, when I get there, because I don't want to just go off, because anybody who has any type of respect is not going to touch anybody's personal belongings. A stranger would not touch somebody's belongings if they had any sense. You're not going to touch anybody's belongings like that, And it literally was less than 3 minutes, because the song wasn't even 3 minutes, okay? And I come back and I'm like, excuse me, I need to sit in my seat. This person, not this person's talking, the person's spouse come out and like, what? And starts jumping. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Y'all see my wallet there? You have my wallet in your hand. My drink is right here. My coat is on the back. That should give you a clear indication. So before I even went to them and said, excuse me, I went and talked to the person that I was with, that I came with. Like, hey, did you tell them that was my seat? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, what happened? Because I want to make sure things are clear, okay? Yeah. And so, nothing. While we over there battling, like, look, this is my seat. Y'all shouldn't. They're like, oh, I don't see your name on it, blah, blah, this. You see my coat there. My coat has my name in it. You see my wallet. My wallet has my ID with my name in it. My drink is on the table. Obviously, somebody's sitting there. And the lady gets up and she's like, oh, no, he's just, my husband is just protecting his wife. Don't take it personal. I'm like, oh, excuse me, but I will, because I'm protecting myself. If he's protecting you, that's cool. He can do that. But let me tell you something. I'm going to protect myself. And mind you, this guy, I had no fear in this guy at all, because, listen, men are naturally stronger than women, but this dude I probably could take, okay? This dude I probably could take. And the people who was in I'm finished the story. So anywho, and so she gets up and she's like, it's just a funky seat anyway. So I'm sitting there like, if it's a funky seat, then why did you even sit in it? When somebody else's thing's there. What do you mean? And they kind of said something slick. And I know myself, because where I came from, like, after a minute, people will try to test you. And you have to let them know, because you could tell he was one of those people that agitated. He looked like he hit his own wife. She looked startled. So he was talking best like I ought to do, and I'm sitting there like, excuse me? Like, hey, wait a minute, because I don't want to get into this. I don't want to get into a conversation, but I know me. Like, you talking crazy to me, and you got that close, and you have the audacity to say what you're going to do to me. Let me tell y'all. It's not going to be good. Y'all going to have to pray. Y'all gonna have to pray to get me off of somebody, because if I feel like I'm being attacked, it's not gonna be nice. Like, people think, believe that I'm very nice, and I can be nice and very polite. But once you turn off that switch, it's there. They talk about that, how some of the nicest people are some of the wildest beasts ever. I know that with myself, and that's why I try to train myself to be a little bit better, because I will take all the energy that I've ever thought about, all the negative things that I ever had, and channel that into using it to, yeah. So anyhow, I get finished. And this person that's supposed to be cool with me, that's supposed to be my friend, has not said anything to the guy or to the woman. Like, hey, okay, not jumping in, protecting anything. Mind you, I didn't even tell y'all about some of the things that went on with this person that I had to defend so many times. So I'm looking in my head like, even the people who we just met have jumped in like, first of all, she was very polite in saying what she needed. She was very nice. Like, you were wrong. Like, what do you mean? She didn't even come off, and you're not going to talk to a female like that. You're not going to talk to, and the guy got scared, but he wasn't saying none of that stuff to those males. He was seeing nothing add to the meal. So I was just like, okay, whatever. Okay, so that was the first occurrence while being at this place, at this establishment. Second time I went to the restroom, okay? Because there was a lady who touched my hair, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God. This made me even more like angrier. The lady was like, "Oh my God, your hair is so nice, but please don't touch my hair. Like, that's rude. Do you want me to touch your hair?" So I started doing this to her head. She was like, "Yeah, that feels kind of nice, but kind of uncomfortable and creepy." I said, "Exactly. So don't do that to me, okay?" Boom. Boom, okay? And so I was like, let me go to the, I started talking, having fun. People were, people out there, we having a good time. And I'm like, okay, I need to go to the restroom. A whole 30 minutes has passed. I go to the restroom. Tell me why, y'all, my hair is sticking up in a fuzz, like where my hair, because my hair is braided into the palm, at the, like the palm. My hair is sticky, and it's like, and then I have my ponytail. My ponytail was really fluffy because I don't get relaxes, okay? And my hair is a good length, so I have to tuck a lot of it just in order for it to everything to look consistent. And I'm sitting there like, okay, how long has this person, she's been sitting there talking to me the whole time. How long has she seen me out here with my hair like this? Now, mind you, she just got her hair done. Like, usually it's not even together. But I just was like, wow, wow. Like, is this really happening? Like, what kind of friend, what kind of person goes out and lets somebody go out like that? Like, so I go out and I ask, like, oh yeah, I saw it. I thought you liked it like that. That's already a sign. I was just like, okay, Bill, don't fight nobody else. It's time to go. As I'm getting ready to leave, y'all, another instance come where this lady is trying to take my Fruit Loops, okay? She is trying to take the goodie sack. I guess she thinks that I uh, am a lesbian because I have on some military pants, y'all. If I show y'all these, like, Beyonce kind of, I'm a survivor kind of pants. I have on these pants, right? And I had on the little, like the little green boots to go with it, with the little hill boots. Okay, I didn't think that was, any kind of guyish. I just thought it was kind of like, you know, like a Destiny Child, I'm a survivor kind of thing. And so, and plus that was the warmest thing that I got because it's cold and it was very quick. So that's what I put on. I wasn't trying to, like I said, I came in there with no makeup on, just like I am now. Um, Nothing but some lip gloss. I ain't even tried because I was like, I know where I'm at. I'm just going to have a good time, go sing some karaoke, be cool. Um, and this person is trying to take my Fruit Loops, and because I'm not going for it, like, this person is trying to fight me because of it. And mind you, this person over here, they done got their friend, the friend that came over here talking, and he was kind of talking sick until he saw that I wasn't a person that backed down. Like, nah, she's about that life. And they like, look at her arms. Like, I'm sitting here like, please don't let me get into it. Because I'm looking at her in the corner. This fool has turned the other doggone way. You done had me come out because I wouldn't even came out. It was for that person. So after that, I made a clear decision. Not only that, this person put something else on my tab because I literally was like, I'm getting separate tabs because I already said what I had plans to do with my funds. I wasn't going to go over a limit, and it was already seeming like this person was already pushing me to go out and to do things, and I was not having it. I wanted to stay on my goals, my financial goals. I'm staying on fitness goals, on everything that I need to do. And so I already had in my head, I'm like, I'm not staying till it close. This person is like, okay, I'm gonna stay till it close. Like, no, you're not, because I'm the driver, okay? So anyhow, who get in the car, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be calm about this. This is just a lesson learned because God had already told me to get rid of this person. So I can't get mad. I can't get mad when God already warned me about this person months ago. This is what happens. This is why I'm sharing my story of why I will remain single. So I dropped this person off. And while I was dropping this person, while I was riding, because I had to ride 20 minutes to get this person, 20 minutes to get to the place. And then, because it's in the middle of where, like, what the heck? It's in the middle of where we both are at. And then I had to drive 20 minutes to get to her house and to get back home. So this already took a whole journey. And while this is going on, I noticed that this person begins again to talk about all the things that I have in my home. Oh well, and not only that, try to say, talk bad about what was going on in my home. Oh, she's a hoarder. She has a lot of stuff. She's like always collecting a lot of stuff. Y'all know, if y'all don't know, I have a business, and so with me, I have to put everything in order, and I have to buy things in bulk. So I have to stack them up. I let me see. I'll probably show it in a picture a little bit later, but I video record in that room anyway too. But you'll see things in blocks, and you'll see them stacked, and they'll be labeled. So I have to do that. And so I thought about it and I felt a little hurt and I'm like, dang, this person is really trying to come and attack me for no reason, as this person hasn't even supported me. And I started thinking in my head, like, Bill, why are you tripping when this person don't have a pot to piss in? I said it, okay? They don't even have their own home. They don't even have their own transportation. They're looking after you, okay? They're looking for you to do things, okay? Yeah, they might go and, pay for a meal here and there, but you always got to take them. You always have to go get them. If they're in any bind, you're wasting your time, your energy, your money, your resources, things like that. They're always putting extra people inside of the bubble. And I was just like, why am I even here? Like, every time I'm around this person, something even happens. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, something always happens with my car. Uh, last night, well, this morning, my keys got locked in the car. No lie. Like, crazy stuff always happens. So, after that, I made a conscious decision to say, okay, God, I am going to listen to you. What I did, I repent. I repented from God. Some of y'all got to repent to God and ask God for forgiveness, because He shows you. He shows you your enemies in clear sight. And I also had a dream of her and how her ex-girlfriend was doing some other stuff. Might have to make a video on that. But, true. Yeah, he had already showed me. Let me tell, if I could tell you that dream, I'm gonna tell you part of that doggone dream. The dream was, I saw her old girlfriend had a house. It was a house, but they used to always be in the back garage. While was I sleeping, I heard somebody just chanting my name, and I ended up being in that doggone place. And they giving me stuff, and it's looking like an orange kind of blood, but it was with tea. And this person was having me drink. I could not stop drinking it, but I was spitting out the tea. And I kept saying, the only thing that stopped me from drinking it was saying Jesus, y'all. No lie. No freaking lie. So after that, I asked her, like, was y'all chanting? Was y'all doing some other stuff? Oh, yeah, because the girl was into Wiccan or something. That's how she ended up breaking up with her or something like that. This goes a little bit deeper. But she was like, oh, no, they never did that. So I'm like, in my head, like, Bill, why did you even ask that dumb question? Like, they ain't gonna come out and tell you any doggone way. So, that time I had to pray and just get away from that and get away from her. And it was so hard because this person was breaking their neck trying to get in contact with me. You have to be careful with these people like this, because they will do it. They will, ooh. But anywho, today, this morning, I made a conscious decision, like, Bill, you have to listen to what God says, because these people are total distractions. Some of these people just want your life. And I even noticed that with her, with me even doing pageants, y'all. This is scary because a lot of people would do that. You see that in pageant world a lot. People will not think that you do stuff, and they will act like, when I say pageant life, some people have pageant love, pageant hate. And that basically means that they will act like they're so supporting you, but at the same time they'll be sabotaging you and they really hate you. Okay, people will be biting your cheeks. You be looking at them thinking that they kissing you, they biting you. People pinching you. I've seen just crazy stuff, and I've witnessed it for myself. Um, People will do some crazy stuff, and so this is the same thing that this person would do. She's not into pageants, but one of the things she would try to do is say, "Oh yeah, well I should go and do that too." And I was like, "Okay, well maybe you should." I'm thinking maybe it's a flattery thing. No, this person would try to just outshine me. Would wear the same clothes as me. Her favorite color was purple. Her favorite color was purple. My favorite color is pink. It's actually fuchsia. Okay, I like fuchsia, yellow, green, and blue in that order. Tell me why. She did the same thing. Like now she's pink, purple, fuchsia, yellow, all this. I'm just like, y'all. Even for her setup, the same colors that I said I was gonna have mine. So this was already a wake up call. Like, okay, Bill, get away from this person. They have nothing to offer you. Look at how they're doing other people around them. They're looking at other people that's not showing up for them. And I was like, oh, I feel bad. But I started thinking about, did she do the same thing to them, to those people, and that's why they're not showing up? You know, because you reap what you sow. You really do. You reap what you sow. And so, anywho, I get up, I drop off, and I was like, you know what? Next thing to do is just be done. You don't have to explain anything because you're giving them warning signs. You gave them ample enough time because this relationship has been going on for quite a minute, and you discussed what you didn't like, and they made no changes or accommodations to it. So now it is your duty to block them, and that's what I did. I blocked them off of social media. um I know people like, you shouldn't block all your enemies. You shouldn't block your enemies from social media because God is preparing a table in the presence of your enemies. Okay, that can be true. Those are to certain people who don't like you. But somebody who is trying to be you, somebody who is trying to take your essence, you need to make sure that they don't know nothing about you, that they can stay far away from you because these people are venomous. There's a difference between jealousy and envy. Okay, envy is something deep. And that's what I learned what that was. That was envy, okay? It's envy. And they want to take everything. They don't want just another thing was, I gotta show y'all. Let me see if I can. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna show y'all what it tripped me out. Tripped me out, y'all. Sorry, y'all, I had to come back. But I'm gonna show y'all this, okay? And so I had got this. It's like a little purse. Y'all know y'all can usually get it from like one of those cheap stores like City Trends or something, Ross. You can get it from those little stores. It's just a regular little purse. Now the reason why I got this purse is because I was getting a lot of calls from people for me to sing the national anthem at basketball games. Okay, I started doing it for hockey, but when people need people to sing the national anthem, they sometimes they need people on the spot, so you can be on speed dial. You can tell them, hey, I'm available, and they would, call. So I was like, okay, let me go and get some of these. So I ended up getting this one. I got some more, but I didn't show. I didn't show this person. I don't show a lot of people a lot of stuff that I get. If you see on the back, while my walls are usually plain and very vague because, yeah, I'm a very like not a minimalist, but I'm not a showy person. Even though if you see me, going to an event, I'm gonna be dressed up or something like that. But normally, no. On a regular day, no. And so, who this person was like, oh yeah, I want their grandparents like, oh yeah, you want this purse, you want this other, and it was a nice purse. They're like, no, I want what you have. I want the one that this person has. Why do you want? And their grandparents like, why do you want that? You're not even into sports. Like, why would you want that? I want it because she got it. Like, that's how this person is. Like, and I was like, dang, how was I so blind? Like, how was I so blind to not get that in my head? Like, look at the other people that she was around too. Like, it was a whole pattern. It was almost like personality swaps. And so, yeah, after that, I was just like, okay, I'm running across a lot of these people that are like that. Some people really don't want to find their way. Um, and I'm just on a different path. Not only that, some of the things that they really like, I don't, and I don't even know if they really like that. I don't know if they're fronting for somebody else too, but some of the things that they're into, I'm not into, which is okay. That's what a friendship is. You have different goals and things like that, but some of those things, if I'm just not into it, and I don't want to be a part of it or even associated with people who do that. So I decided right then, like, I am going to have a single happy life, okay? And when I say single, meaning that I'm not connecting myself to a certain group, um, to a certain person. I'm going to live my life as I should. And I've learned this. Now, I learned this when I was younger in order to be successful. And people are like, oh, yeah, how did she do this? And, I've learned that sometimes you get results better when you're by yourself. People think that you need a big entourage, but honestly, some of these entourages and some of the people that you're around are the same people that are holding you back, that are pushing you down, that don't believe in things. Some people don't even know that they can go really far because they only been told so much. So when you dream big, they can't handle it, okay? So now they're going to tear it down, they're going to knock it down, they're going to do anything else. And then there's some people who really know that you can, and what they're going to do is say, well, I'm deserving of that, okay? And this is what this person was, and they will try to knock you down at the slightest time that you mess up, at the slightest time that you feel like they think you slacking, or they think that you down. This is their time to go and pounce and take advantage and to climb on top of you, okay? Don't think that this is not a spiritual battle, because it really is, okay? So that's why I choose to be single. I don't have a lot of people roaming around me in the first place. I don't have a lot of people roaming around me in the first place, especially if you're trying to get spiritually cleansed from the inside out. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. And you could tell it. You could tell how things are going out of whack if you could look at what's going on around you. How is your house looking? Is it, and compared to who you with, compared to where you at? I promise you, anything that's going in this rate, find out if you find out what was going on around that time, you can find out the problem. And I noticed that even with this person, like every single time something was going wrong, it was this person, being around, or something happened, or it's always stuff like that. So I would say stay away from them. And then not only that, you don't know who praying against you. And I know for certain. I ain't gonna say I think. I know for certain this person was praying against me. Now after all the everything that was kicking off, I know that this person was praying against me. That's why God was showing me the warning signs. You don't see the things. Jesus. You don't see. You do not see what people are doing in the background, but God sees and God knows, and that's why He warns us. That's why He gives us those revelations. That's why He gives us things in the spirit. And sometimes you have to take that for what it is and apply it. Take it for what it is, because we want to analyze everything and look at it an analytical way when this is spiritual. You don't think of things as physical. You think of it in a spiritual way, because everything happens spiritually before physically. So you wanna take guard on that. So that's the reason, y'all. That's the reason why I decided to stay single. Guard your house. Not only that, I think about what just happened with Shaquilla Robinson. And y'all, this used to happen to me. That happened to me in middle school. How she was attacked. That happened to me in middle school. That tried to happen to me in elementary school. But I think I scared them enough because, like I said, I know how to fight. I know how to fight because I was fighting with my cousins who were, around gang members and people, vice lords and things like that. And while people doing windmills, I was learning how to fight. Like, to fight. Like, yeah, like, so, yeah. Not a professional, but I will lay you down. Um, that's all you need. So I look at that and I see that in people's eyes. And I saw that even in her eyes. Now, do I think that she would come and attack me? No. But I definitely know if somebody was to attack me and she knew it, she wouldn't say nothing. And that's a that's the worst kind of feeling ever, to be around somebody who you think got your back and you had a back, but they ain't gonna bust a grape. They ain't gonna tell. They ain't gonna do nothing. You know. And you don't need those kind of people around you because they don't really rock with you any doggone way. I noticed that person only rocked with me because I I am a popular person. People who are really into some. A lot of people, even though I talk about people who don't like me, there are a lot of people who do like me, who really genuinely do like my gift and my spirit and my whole, the essence of me. A lot of people really like that because I'm full of energy. I am full of energy, and yeah, so genuine energy. Okay, and so yeah, get away. If you in that situation like that, get away from people who are dragging you down, especially spiritually. We always talk about the people who say things out of their mouth, but see how their actions are, because everything starts spiritually. See how their actions are, how they react to you. Look at their facial expressions when you do things. Look at how they respond to you when you talk about good news. Look at those things, because it makes a difference, y'all. It makes a really, really, really good difference. Um, like I said, I'm not connecting with that person. I also have my list, y'all. My list. Yep, list. Okay. And so every year I make a list. Now I used to do it every 6 months, but now I slid off. So I've been doing it the last 3 years. I've been doing it every year. And on that list, I write down every person that I'm in connection to and how they are impacting my life, good and negative. Not only that, I look at the things that I've done good and negative, and look at the things which way I want to go into. If it's more negative and I don't see it's no turn on it, I've already created them on a blacklist. And I know that sounds kind of tough, but if you want to be very intentional, if you want to see your life really soar, you want to be happy and you want to be at peace, you need to get very clear. When you're clear on things and you make a plan, you can see where you're going. And when you see things that are out of whack, you can see it right off the bat. You can see it right off the back, and you're able to pinpoint it and you can pull it out. Okay? And so, yeah, I make a list, I create it and see what is fitting, what is working, and what is not. And based off of which direction I want to go, how do I want to keep going and apply my life? Okay? And I suggest that you do the same thing. This is your body. Your life is like a job. Consider yourself as your entity, the name, my entity, Bell, that I was given on this earth. This is a job, okay? This is a job that I have to fulfill, okay? My life. My life. You have to use your life as it is a job. Stop putting all that emphasis on. If you can put all that work in perfecting your stuff at work and perfecting yourself professionally, protect yourself spiritually and in your own private life, because yeah, the people that you are connected to do make a difference as how far you go in life and which direction. Okay? So hopefully that gives some clarification. Y'all might have to excuse me, in this time and age, y'all might have to be single too, because like I said, I was reflected to what happened in that doggone case. And although everything has been, good, and people have been blasting those people, but you got to look at it like this: somebody lost their whole life. They're never coming back. They're never going to have their daughter, their niece, their sister, their dad's never going to see ever see grandchildren. A whole life, and a projected life of what they could have been. A destiny has been deleted, has been changed because being in relation to unhealthy people. Okay, and those people are living their lives. They're getting humiliated for a little bit, but they already know If they don't, if another, they're in a different country, if the other country don't do anything, they can recuperate and live their lives peacefully another time. And this is what happens a lot of times in our lives. Okay? You got to save yourself. You talking about the destiny of your life, the destiny of your future children and your offspring. Protect yourself. That might mean being single. For me, that definitely means being single. You know, and stop looking at the age. You stop looking at the age numbers, because there's a lot of people who are with people, who are together with people, romantically and non-romantically, that are lonely as ever, and they with people. We see that all the time. That's why you see a lot of people getting divorced, because they haven't even tuned into themselves. They're 50 and 60 years old, and they still stuck in a 15-year-old body, just going through the motions. Going through the motions, y'all. They really are going through the motions. And because they saw that happen in their previous life as a child, just their family and their, all the people who, gave life to them and took care of them, going through the motions, they stay stuck. They never evolved. Don't be like that if you don't have to. This is a day and age that you don't have to. Okay? Even before then, you didn't have to, but it's even more prevalent now. So yeah, I'm gonna get off here. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that, and it gave you some clarification on protecting your peace and your space. So yeah, hopefully, something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. Bye.